And welcome to episode 4 of Hinton versus Hribar. It's basically like going to the courtroom, except funny, and no one actually goes to jail, except maybe my dignity. Tonight, it's the most craziest topic we've had yet, I think. It's what is the best name for a woman in HR? And for those who are a little confused, HR is human resources. So what's the name for a woman who works in HR? I'm repping Carol, and Hinton over here is representing Barbara. So I started the last game. Christian, you are the first opening. Go ahead.
I'm going to do some interaction here. Tell me that this doesn't look like a Barbara. Come on, y'all. Doesn't this HR lady look like a Barbara? And now look, folks, listen. Barbara's a great name. Okay, but what do you think of when you think of HR? You think of sweet and nice and somebody who's going to help me out. Folks, Barbara is the sweetest, most helpful name of all time. And I'll prove that to you over the next minute and a half. You're good.
As a lot of people in the workforce can attest to, human resources isn't necessarily looking out for the employee, but for the company. And thus, they walk a very careful line of sweet and approachable, but also backstabby and vicious. And thus, the name Carol perfectly exemplifies those two very distinctive things. Carol sounds nice and sugary, but also she might stab you in the back and she might fire you without just cause. That is why Carol is the best name for a woman in HR.
Well, first rebuttal starts with the definition of the name of Barbara. And just like I said before, now look, the definition can mean anything, but just like I was saying before, the name Barbara is very welcoming. And someone in HR, yes, while they can't fire you at any time, they're also the person that, when they're the last person that you see after you go, you're like, I know, I understand, you have to let me go, I get it, okay. Definition, or the meaning of Barbara. Barbara, a welcoming name with a tone of assurance. Now, Barbara, say it many times. It's like, how many Barbaras have you guys met? Are there a Barbara, or they're in HR? It's the best name for someone in HR because it's right here, a helpful name. That's it. Go ahead.
Two people can play at that game. According to Behind the name Carol comes from Charles, which comes from the German name Hari, meaning army or warrior. Is not HR an army sent to make sure that any threat to the company is defeated in battle? That is what HR does. Listen, HR is going to pretend to be your friend. They're going to be like, hey, girl, we got a pizza party for you this Friday. You can wear jeans. But at the end of the day, if they can make money by getting rid of you, by killing you even, they'll do it. And that's the name Carol. It means army. It means vicious, strong warrior. She's going to get you. She's going to talk to you sweetly. But at the end of the day, she's going to make those hard decisions. And that's why Carol is the best name. I mean, it literally says army. It says warrior in Carol's name. How is that not the perfect embodiment of a capitalist human resources department?
I did some further digging into the name Barbara. And it seems that the name Barbara also means foreign and stranger. Now, in the office, there's a lot of different cliques, right? There's the managers, there's the owners, there's the sales, there's this, blah, 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 okay? But there's always the one lone HR lady who sits at the front. Is she not but a stranger? Is she not but foreign to the rest of the company? Could she or could she not? And is she or is she not the gatekeeper for things that get in and out? She is a foreign stranger. That's why Barbara is the best name for HR. Closing arguments, I think, right?
No, I got my second rebuttal.
Oh, you have your, yeah, sorry. Guys.
Yeah, nice try. You know what? This time I'm going to go on the attack. Listen, Barbara's too sweet. I'm sorry. Barbara is a pushover. It is someone who goes to church every day and donates every single penny into the pot at church. And then someone's like, hey, Barbara, spit. I'm going to spit on you. Okay. Barbara has no backbone. She's the person in HR who honestly is like the weakest link. Like, I think HR is going to HR Barbara in HR. Like, I just think that it's not a strong name. You know, people, Barbara's out there. I love you, but I don't see you in HR. I see you maybe selling flowers or maybe making puff pastry at Costco, something that, isn't vicious. I don't think Barbara is a vicious name to me. It's too sweet for the hard cutting edge world of HR. And that's why Carol fits in there very nicely. Carol, it has a Carol of the Bells. You can hear, in those movies where they're about to run into battle, like Carol, like that is a name that, oh, I am scared. I am frightened. I might be killed by Carol and her sword.
To close this out, to close my thoughts. Carol sounds a bit too much like Christmas caroling, no? And you think that it's not kitschy sounding? You think Barbara is less kitschy sounding than Carol? Look, Carol is weak. Carol is not strong. Barbara is a strong name. You want to tell Barbara Bush that she isn't strong? Mm-hmm. That's it.
Listen. When I think of Barbara, I think I meant like a Southern musical. Barbara, come downstairs, Barbara. Barbara. There's just no way to say Barbara and not sound funny about it, right? Carol. I mean, it is a strong name. And to say Christmas caroling, I'm sorry, that's a whole different thing. That's a whole different word. No one's calling their child Christmas caroling. Can you imagine that in the classroom? Everyone say hello to the new student, Christmas caroling Smith. I mean, it just doesn't work there. And I think that was a stretch for you. And for you to say, oh, Carol sounds weak, and then be Barbara, Barbara. No, I'm sorry, honey. That is the wrong battle to pick. Carol's going to come for you.
Wow. Oh, I think that's it.
Whoa, got intense. Wow. I feel like I was in battle. Barbara, Carol, who do you think is a better name for someone who works in HR? Maybe you have a better name, like a Karen situation, or I don't know. Phyllis, Angela. Suddenly we're just naming office characters. You let us know in the comments who was right. Who do you think had the better argument? But then two, who do you agree with? What do you think? Let us know in the comments, and we'll see you next time on a Hinton versus Hribar.